So Gantt charts are relatively simple. It's a visual way to see where you are on the schedule and what should be going on. You can look at the data at the top and go down and see what activities should be actually happening at that time. So if we take a look at this example for a physical book creation. So if you remember from our last video, we talked about the physical book creation here, where registration, interior design, cover design, and printing were done. So we had to list all our activities for a work package. We've already done that. That was step one to get to this stage. Step two, we had to build our work breakdown structure. We already did that. That was our last video. Step three, we had to create an activity schedule. That is a sequence of activities based on precedence. Remember, some activities may be independent of each other, but you can do them in parallel. So we have to be sure to indicate the earliest starting point. So this is where the scheduling comes in. And we have to estimate how long these activities are going to take. So on this slide, let me get my laser pointer out. We have our activities right here. So there's step 3 already done for us. So now we move on to step 4. Display the activities in a bar chart format. Well, here we go. There they are. So you can see by this that by using our, just number 5 here, physical book creation, we were able to figure out that on June 4th, we were going to file the book registration. I'm guessing this is with the Library of Congress, maybe copyrights, all these other areas. And that's going to take us until, let's say, June 18th. And then on June 18th, once all that comes through, we're going to start the interior layout. We're going to actually format the words of the book. Is it going to be all justified where you have everything looking nice, or is it going to be left justified where you have a ragged right edge? How's it going to look? And then you're going to do your cover design at the same time. Yeah, you can do both of those at the same time, right? So you get a nice cover graphic, such and such book by so-and-so, edited by of so-and-so publisher. You can make all that stuff look nice. Have a nice description on the back, put the barcode, the price, maybe a little bio of the author, so on and so forth. But you can't start printing the book until the cover design is done, because that's going to take what it looks like 2 weeks, when the interior layout is going to take roughly 1 week. So you can't start printing the book until you have the cover designed. Well, once that printing is done, our project is complete. So you kind of see how a Gantt chart can tell you where you should be at the time and see what activity comes first before the others. So if I tell you today is July 2nd, or is let's go with June 20th. Well, what's going on June 20th? When I look at this, I'm seeing that the interior layout and cover design are in progress, and that the registration should have already been completed. If it hasn't been completed, we need to find out what's going on with the registration and fix that, because that not being completed is stopping, the registration not being completed is stopping interior design and cover design from even starting looking at this Gantt chart, which is then pushing back the printing start date, which is then pushing back the final end of the project. So you see how useful a Gantt chart can be. So these can be made in Microsoft Project, Microsoft Excel, all sorts of different applications, and they're useful. There's not really much more to say about Gantt charts. So let's go ahead and move on to our next tool, which is risk mitigation, where we try to minimize risk.